I'm pretty sure when you click on this video, you wanted to come away with more ideas for creating art and figure out how to actually turn those ideas into a real piece of artwork. And let me tell you right off the bat, yep, that's exactly what we're gonna talk about. So stick around till the end because I want to be like your artist friend here and share with you everything I've learned from my professors in my college, from my own experiences, and from years of making art. You're probably wondering where I get ideas for my artworks, how I developed a raw idea, and how I eventually turn it into an actual piece of art. So in this video, I want to walk you through the exact process from that first little spark of an idea to sketching, making design decisions, and finally bringing the artwork to life. So if you want to know how to come up with more ideas and more importantly, how to actually turn those ideas into art, this video is for you. Hi everyone, I'm Asal, a content creator and an artist. Welcome to my channel. First of all, I want to talk about how these weird and random ideas even popped into my head in the first place. I usually post video tutorials on my YouTube channel, showing you how to make clay accessories, and I rarely show you my artwork that I actually made. But I've decided that from now on, I want to share more of my own artwork with you. So make sure to subscribe to my channel and you can stick around and not miss my upcoming videos. Anyway, the first question is, how are you even supposed to be creative and come up with new ideas? I have to tell you, after doing a ton of work, trial and error, making things, studying and thinking a lot, I was able to improve my creativity in art. And honestly, this is a skill that most people can develop. Of course, some people are naturally more talented and creative, but that doesn't mean you should just tell yourself, okay, I'm not creative or talented, so I'm not gonna get into any creative, artistic things in professional work. No, that's not how it works. You can learn this skill little by little by staying consistent, and you can actually develop your creativity. And if you want to learn how to stay consistent while learning a new skill, definitely check out the video. I will leave the link for you. The second question is how I developed my creativity and where should you even start? I have to say I've been drawing since I was 3 years old. So obviously when you're interested in art from a young age, or your family encourages you to get into creative things, your creativity starts developing from childhood. But what if you didn't develop your creativity as a kid? How do you learn it then? Honestly, I didn't really take art classes to develop my creativity and ideas. Instead, I decided to continue studying art in high school and college. But if you're planning to choose a different field, you can still learn how to increase your creativity and taking art classes, reading art books, watching different videos on YouTube, looking at professional artworks, and talking to artists about how they came up with their ideas and listening to their advice and experiences. But can you just study art and not have any actual artwork to show for it? Well, this is where you need to start exploring different types of materials and the kind of art you actually enjoy. While you're learning and getting familiar with the basics of form, color and emotions, start sketching. One sketch, two sketches, Is that enough? Not really. You honestly need to do the same thing as those genius characters in the cartoons who write down all their ideas and then crumple up their paper. You need to do it over and over again, 10 times, 20 times, as many times as it takes until you finally get to your main idea. But there's one really important thing I need to tell you here in this video. While you're trying to sketch and come up with ideas, don't put so much pressure on yourself and don't tell yourself, oh my god, I have absolutely no ideas. I don't know how to do anything. Unfortunately, I have to tell you that ideas kind of just randomly show up out of nowhere, jump into your head and stick around until you actually do something with them. Now, if you have made it this far in this video, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel because I want to tell you the main point of this video, something you might not have heard anywhere else. Every artwork created by someone definitely has some kind of unconscious thoughts behind it in the artist's mind. Even that little 3-year-old kid who's sitting in the corner drawing by themselves is expressing something through drawing. There's actually a whole field called child drawing psychology, and people study the subject to understand what different lines, colors, and shapes a child uses in their drawings can say about their emotions. This psychology of color and form exists in the work of adult artists too. And one really important thing is that you need to understand your own subconscious and your thoughts. You need to know what the lines and forms you're using in your artwork are expressing and what they actually mean. Once you discover what you're feeling while creating that artwork, that's when you can give it a title and have a story behind it. Let me give you a quick example in case you're not sure what I mean by understanding form and color. For example, when you see the color blue, maybe it makes you feel calm. This is something that has studied in color psychology. Or red can represent a high level excitement. And you need to understand what different colors can communicate. And the same thing applies to different forms and shapes. They can represent different emotions too. For example, a circle can symbolize the earth, movement, softness, and flow. And horizontal lines can symbolize stillness and calmness. And this is exactly where if you're understanding your subconscious thoughts, you can take inspiration from these thoughts and turn them into an artistic concern and a subject that matters to you. And even write about it. Write down how you feel about the subject. That artistic concern can be literally anything. For example, some artists get inspiration from difficult events like earthquake, tsunamis, social issues, and so on, and explore them as an artistic concern. Or they use their artwork to ask questions that have been on their minds. Getting to the point where you can take the idea and turn it into a conceptual artwork takes time and requires enough study, especially visual research. So don't waste your time and keep working on developing your creativity and staying consistent until you get the results you want. Trust your feelings and don't forget to practice and study every day. Alright, we made it to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to hear more about my experiences, you can subscribe to my channel so you don't miss my upcoming videos. And don't forget to check out the videos in the playlist I linked here. Well, it's time to say goodbye. As always, stay colorful and keep creating magic with your hands. Big like and big heart for you with so many kisses. Take care of yourself and goodbye.